Hey guys, what's going on? Trying to do something a little bit different this time. I've been a little uh, wonky with our upload schedule recently, so I thought I'd do this as a little bonus video to hopefully make up for the lack of content as of late. Uh, this will not be replacing what we normally do on the channel, but I do want to add more, miscellaneous type videos like this as well, just to vary our content a little bit. Hopefully bring in some new people who are more interested in this kind of stuff. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a pickups video for the month of October, because I'd had some really good luck this month, just with video game finds in general. I've kind of split them up around me into different piles. So let's just take a look, and feel free to let me know if you like the setup. This is my first time sort of doing something like this, so I wanted to get a nice open space where I could display stuff. I don't know if the angle or the lighting is really working out, so please leave a comment down below with anything you think I could do to kind of improve the quality of the video. So the first stack of stuff I have is stuff that I picked up from random trips to, I think they're all GameStop, actually. In my area, there's a very limited number of video game stores, especially retro video game stores. So I don't get the opportunity to go to retail stores that often, but there are a shit ton of GameStops around, so I stop there every once in a while. And I know people shit on GameStop, but there are times when they have good deals when compared to, what market value for some of these games are. So here's some of the stuff I picked up recently. So the first thing I picked up is Shinobi on the 3DS. I had never even heard of this. It is complete. I believe I got this for $5. I did not even know there had been a port of Shinobi onto the 3DS, so this was a really cool find for me. Even better that it was $5. I'm not sure exactly how much it goes for online. I think eBay hovers around $8 to $10, so this was a really nice pickup. I gave it a shot. I played a little bit of it. I'm just not very good at Twitch games like this, or arcade action games like this, but I hope to be able to put a little bit more time into it and get a little bit better. Next thing I picked up from one of my closer local GameStops is Shifting Worlds. This is, I believe originally it was a Flash game on a site called ArmorGames.com. I thought I had remembered playing this at some point, and I believe I did play it several years ago when it was online. Completely shocked to see that this got a 3DS port, and not only a 3DS port, but it was at least published by Axis, who makes some really, really interesting and cool games for the 3DS and the Vita as well. This was $1. And so whenever I see stuff at GameStop for $1, if it looks even mildly interesting, I'll definitely pick it up, because you can't really beat $1. If you have the pro membership, you get like 10 cents off. So, for about $1, getting this game was a no-brainer to me. I've played through most of it, and I really enjoyed it. It's sort of a interesting take on what I guess it would be a puzzle platformer. You sort of shift. The world is black and white, and you can kind of shift in between planes. It's very hard to explain how it works, and there's a lot of different mechanics that you discover throughout the game. But if you manage to come across this, I'd suggest giving it a shot, if only because, it's a quirky little platformer on the system for $1. Alright. And speaking of Shifting Worlds, I actually ended up picking up a second copy of Shifting Worlds. Not because I enjoyed it that much, but because this copy of Shifting Worlds actually had the manual inside. My other copy of Shifting Worlds did not have the manual. And so when I saw this, I saw it had the manual. I was like, it's $1. I'll go ahead and pick it up. Why not? So now I have an extra copy of Shifting Worlds that I don't really know what I'm going to do with. But I'll figure something out. So moving right along, this next pickup was very interesting to me. It was a game I'd heard of but hadn't had a chance to play yet. It was Code of Princess. I'm not sure if this was developed and published by Atlas, but it was at least published by Atlas. I believe maybe developed by Cryoware. I'm not sure. Again, this is a game I had heard of previously but had not had a chance to play, and I just stumbled upon it at a GameStop for $15, which normally is more than I would pay for something at GameStop. But I am an Atlas junkie. I don't really have a lot of goals with my video game collection, but one of my, amorphous goals is to one day own every single Atlas game. So when I see an Atlas game on the 3DS for, less than $20, I'm going to pick it up, especially if it's a newer game like this. Because I don't think this came out very long ago, and somebody could correct me down in the comments below, but I don't believe this came out too long ago, so I was surprised to see it this cheap. I have since learned that this, I believe the first printings of this did the normal Atlas 3DS thing. It came in a box with a soundtrack. Normally I would try to track down the boxed version, but I was just so excited to see this game complete in box for $15 that I said, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to pick it up. If I happen to come across the box soundtrack version at some point, then I'll pick that up as well and figure out what to do with this copy. But for now I'm happy. I haven't been able to dig into it yet, but I hope to be able to give this a play. So next up, I happened to stumble into a GameStop where I met somebody, one of the employees there, who had told me that he was a collector himself, and he was actually taking charge of making sure that his GameStop did not get rid of cases and manuals for DS games. So I picked up Sonic Chronicles, The Dark Brotherhood. I have not played this game before, but I have heard about it. It's essentially a Sonic RPG, was my understanding of it. So I was really looking forward to playing this. It is complete in box, or at least it has the manual. I don't know if it's supposed to have anything else in there, but it's complete with manual. Next up, I picked up... This was a strange pickup for me. He had this in a drawer with a bunch of other miscellaneous DS games that couldn't go in the glass case because they weren't the more sought-after titles. This is Spectrobes, and this is the second games in the series, Spectrobes Beyond the Portals. I'd never heard of this game, ever. And it seems strange to me because this seemed like one of those, RPG-ish type games, like action RPG type games. And I looked at in the bottom corner right there. I don't know if you can see that, the glare. It's published by Disney. And so right there, I was like, this has already got me intrigued. I asked him how much it was. It was $1. It was $1, so I was like, no brainer. But it didn't stop there. I also managed to pick up, although this one is cart only, the original Spectrobes, which was also $1. And in case you're wondering, there is a third Spectrobes game for the Wii. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll be on the lookout for that one. Oh shit, I was holding it upside down. God damn it. So that's the original Spectrobes right there. These last two DS games, one I've been searching for the longest freaking time. The other one I'd never heard of, but I'm now very interested to play. The one I'd never heard of was Valkyrie Profile on the DS. This is Covenant of the Plume. published by Square Enix. It just looks like a turn-based strategy RPG set in the Valkyrie Profile universe. I don't think I've ever played a Valkyrie Profile game, but I'm very much a fan of turn-based strategy RPGs, especially on handhelds. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a shot. Ugh, gotta crack that one open. Let me pull this out. And as you can see, it is complete with everything in there. Okay. It even came with the Square Enix product registration card, which I thought was kind of cool. And then the last DS game I picked up was Contact for the DS. This is another Atlas published RPG. I've been looking for this game for fucking ever. I believe at one point it might have been going on GameStop for like $3 or something like that, like dirt cheap. But the copies I found were never in the case. And it was really hard to even find a copy of it. He just had so happened to have gotten a trade-in for this not that long ago. And as I said, he makes it a point to try and keep the box and manuals intact. So this was complete. And I was freaking ecstatic. I think it ended up being $9 with the discount, but I ended up getting a buy two get one free, and this ended up being the free game, which I was incredibly excited about. Let me just get a good shot of both of the covers right there. There's a freaking glare that's killing me right now, but yeah. So Contact, awesome. Kind of I want to say I've been playing this game for a little bit now, and I feel like there's definitely some inspiration from Earthbound in this game. I don't know if anybody will agree with me, but I feel like this game kind of like, wants to be a discount Earthbound. Not to insult it in any way, because I'm having a ton of fun with it, and I think it's a really good looking game. It uses a lot of retro, like 8-bit sprite art. I shouldn't say 8-bit, it's not that, but it's just sprite art that looks really, really nice in this style, and I think for the DS it works. It's actually one of the most stylus heavy games I've played in a while. I'm not a huge fan of stylus control in DS or 3DS games, but this game makes some clever use out of the stylus that I think makes it worth being included. So if you get a chance to pick that up, do it. Alright, and that's it for my portable stuff, but I did pick up some console stuff as well. I'm going to start going through these a little bit quicker now, because I do have, I think, about 40 or 50 games to show. So the first pickup here is Zack and Wiki, the Quest for Barbara's Treasure. I've been wanting to play this game for a very long time. I've heard mixed things about it, which honestly always makes me want to try the game even more. When a game is universally praised or universally panned, I feel like I already know kind of what's expected of it when I'm going into it. But when a game gets sort of mixed reviews, I'm a lot more intrigued, because I feel like it probably does some things right. They just appeal to very specific groups of people. And those are the games that I think sometimes end up being the most fun to play, are games that, aren't necessarily everybody's cup of tea. But if you just so happen to be that person who likes this style of game, you're going to freaking love it. It was complete. I was a little weirded out when I first brought this home, because I noticed that it had... Let me see if I can do this without freaking wrecking the whole thing. God damn it. It has 2 manuals. And at first I thought GameStop just accidentally put 2 manuals in here, but they didn't. One of the manuals is in English and the other manual is in French. which I thought was really weird because normally they would just have like one big manual and like half of it'll be in English and half of it'll be in French. But in the case of this game in particular, I don't know if every copy was like this, but there is one French instruction manual and there is one English instruction manual. So I thought that was really weird. What else did I pick up? This is another $1 game that I'd never heard of, but maybe somebody can let me know down in the comments if it's any good. It's called Kingdom Under Fire: Circle of Doom. It looks like, you know, sort of your typical Western RPG style. Maybe I can't tell from the screenshots in the back. Maybe it's more of a, well, it says it's an action RPG, so maybe it's a little bit of a dungeon crawly type game. Have no idea. Just again, looked kind of interesting, and for $1, I'm pretty much gonna pick up anything I can that looks interesting and is $1. You know, once again, it is complete. As far as I could tell. Looking forward to playing this one. Somebody let me know if that one's any good, or what I can expect. This one I know is probably not very good. This is Bullet Witch. I remember hearing rumblings about this game. I looked it up recently, and it has very mixed reviews, which again is sort of an intriguing factor for me. It'll probably get me to play a game more often than not. So, Bullet Witch. I have no idea. It just looks like one of these mindless, really like off the wall, fun to play action games. The character designs, you know, in just the crazy like goth chic style that's going on here, kind of reminds me of Bayonetta, but I don't want to make that comparison without having played the game. And again, this one is complete. And this one did include the poster that originally came with it, as well as the manual. So this is truly complete. It also has reversible. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just pull the disc out for a second. It also has reversible artwork on the back. I'm not a huge fan of reversing artwork. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I like the option though. Like if your game has reversible artwork, that's fucking awesome, because I love it. I love that shit. I just don't always flip my artwork the other way around. That's a good question. If your game has reversible artwork, do you flip the artwork? It's a question. Please answer down below. I'm very curious to find that out. So this is another game, never heard of, picked it off the shelf, and actually there was somebody at the GameStop who told me, who saw me pick this up, and he was like, I can't believe this is on consoles, because I guess it come out for computers originally, or PCs, but he was like, this game is great, you should really pick it up. And I looked it up online, and it looks like it does have some favorable reviews. This is Ruse, or R-U-S-E, The Art of Deception. You know, a strategy RPG, but apparently the draw in is that it's a lot about deceiving your opponent, instead of just, you know, straight up combat, straight up strategy combat. There is some form of deception involved that you're supposed to employ throughout the game, which I think sounds quite interesting, actually. So I'm looking forward to playing this, putting some time into it. Again, let me know if you've ever played this, please. If you played the PC version, or specifically if you've played the Xbox version, let me know if it's any good. This one's also complete, by the way. But I was told that, you know, that it does a good job at what it needs to do. So let me know, guys. Next we have Record of, I always fuck this up, Agarist War. Is that how you pronounce that? Agarist. And there's a lot of white going on in this game, so the fucking glare is gonna undoubtedly fuck it up. But yeah, so this game, again, another RPG. I had actually picked up Record of Agarist War 0, which is the prequel to this game, before, so I almost didn't pick this up because I thought that it was the game I already had, but I looked it up and it wasn't. This is the original. Well, I don't know if it's the original. This is the first game in the series as far as the Xbox 360 releases are concerned. It was complete with the soundtrack and the game. So, for $5, I was like, why the hell not? It's another RPG. I love RPGs, even though I don't have time to freaking play them anymore. I love owning RPGs. So if I see a cheap RPG, chances are I'm going to pick it up. And then I do have one more pickup from GameStop. And I stick it to the man on PS4. This one was a little bit of an oddball pickup. I got my PS4 not too long ago, so I still only have like 5 games for it. So I saw this for $10, and I was like, a PS4 game that's not a sports title or a Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed for under like $15. It looks really interesting. I actually saw, if you guys know Scott Squatch, picked this game up not too long ago. I believe, maybe I could be completely wrong, but I believe that's where I first heard of this game. Stick it to the man. So it looks really quirky and interesting. Let me know if this is any good. It looks really interesting. I'm hoping that this is not just fucking, this goddamn glare is killing me. I'm hoping that y'all can read some of that. Again, complete with manual. So I was very excited about, because even in some of these newer games, it's hard to even know if a manual was supposed to come with a goddamn game. I can't tell you how many times I've picked up an Xbox 360 game or a PS4 game or something like that, and it doesn't have a manual, and I am left to wonder if it actually comes with a freaking manual. So for the next 15 minutes of my life, I'm subjected to scouring the internet to find out if it comes with a manual or not. If a game's cheap enough, I don't really care if it has the manual. But when I'm picking up stuff from GameStop, especially, or a retailer, I really am more nitpicky about whether it's complete or not. Just for some reason I can't even freaking explain. I found Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition, and this was in a Walmart clearance bin for $15. Walmart and places like what is it? It's Walmart and somewhere. Oh, and I think Target. For the most part, their clearance on games sucks. Their idea of clearing out a game is to stick a $20 price tag on it for a game that's probably worth $5 and call it a day. So this was very nice to see. I saw that it was, it's trending around $25, and I think at GameStop it still might be a $30, $40 game. Because this was brand new. This was not used. It was shrink wrapped and everything when I got it. So for a sealed copy of Divinity Original Sin for $15, that was great. It is complete. The game is not in the case right now because the game is in my freaking PS4 because I'm an idiot and I didn't check the case before I started filming. But rest assured, I did not pay $15 for an empty case. But yeah, it has what I consider to be a thick manual, for this era games, and by that I mean it has more than 10 freaking pages on it. I also go to flea markets from time to time, and I have a monthly flea market around my area that I try to go to every chance I get. And the last time I went, I actually had a really good day. I should mention these are not all of my game pickups for the month. These are simply the games that I'm going to be keeping in my collection. So if you guys want to see the other stuff I picked up, just the stuff that I have for sale for trade, and stuff like that, let me know and I will definitely make another video showing that stuff off. But onto the stuff that I'm actually going to keep. So the first thing I picked up was a copy of RoboCop 2 on the original Game Boy. I'm not a huge fan of original Game Boy games. For the most part, I just don't have that much nostalgia for it. But I try to give things a chance when they seem interesting. And I know there's been a few RoboCop games on some of the earlier systems that were really fun, or at least I've been told were really well done. So I thought RoboCop 2 would be nice to pick up and kind of give it a shot on the original Game Boy. I did play a little bit of it. It's, it's fucking harder than you would expect it to be for a RoboCop game, I guess. But it was entertaining to play. I will say that. I didn't play it too much, so maybe it just didn't get to the point of aggravating me. But yeah, this was a fun little pickup. I think I paid maybe, I want to say $4 for this. And then what else did I pick up? Oh, along with that, I think I paid $8 for that. And then I picked up a copy of Adventure Time, Hey Ice King. What is it? Hey Ice King, Why'd You Steal Our Garbage? I've been interested in playing some of these Adventure Time games for a while now. I don't know. I enjoy the show to an extent. So I'm hoping that some of these games are good. I think it might be this one, or maybe it's the 3DS one that's been received very well. But I'm kind of looking forward to playing this. Again, let me know if this is something worth checking out in the comments down below. It is complete with the manual. Finding anything complete in the flea market is always a plus. Because, things are cheap, but, sometimes you sacrifice quality for price. But not in this case. I feel like it's in good shape, aside from these stupid GameStop stickers that I'm hoping will just rip right off. Then for $3, I picked up Escape the Museum. Really looking forward to playing this. I'm a sucker for escape games, little point-and-click games, like just little puzzle games. I really enjoy puzzle games. And these are some of the most enjoyable to me. I don't know why. But I really enjoy games like this. It is complete with the manual. I know these aren't really everybody's cup of tea, and some people think these games are dumb. I really enjoy these. I really enjoy these. They're like my gaming guilty pleasure, honestly. So if you guys know of any good ones that I could find on the cheap, let me know, because I would love to play more of these. Haven't been able to really sink my teeth into this one yet, but I hope to be able to play it soon. Probably my second best pickup of that flea market. It might be my best, depending on, personal preference. Pokemon Black. I have not played a Pokemon game since Ruby and Sapphire, but I finally found a cheap copy of a Pokemon game, Pokemon Black. Got it for $3. I don't know if you can see that there. $3. Unfortunately, no manual for this one, just the game. I believe it's a legitimate copy. It does not look like a bootleg. You guys can take a look at that and tell me if I've been ripped off. But yeah, I actually played through this. Well, not completely. I beat the Pokemon League, but there's more stuff after that in what I assume is now, a regular thing to just give you some extra content after the quote-unquote main story. So I'm still going through it. It's a Pokemon game, but I had a lot of fun playing this. So I hope to find more Pokemon games for cheap in the future. Let's see, what else did I pick up? I found a copy of Witcher 2 Assassin of Kings, and I was really excited when I found this. I found it, I think I paid I want to say $4 for it, or $3. It was complete, has the map, the the manual, and both discs, or all 3 discs, sorry. And I was really excited to play this because for the longest time, all I've ever heard is how good the Witcher games are. So I was like, I'm really looking forward to fucking playing this since I can't play the original Witcher on console. I played about an hour, or maybe less than that. It's a beautiful game. I'm really interested in the story. I just can't get a hang of the combat. I just can't. I feel like I have to do way too much stuff. There's just way too much stuff to do to fight effectively. Maybe I just don't get it yet. I'm hoping to give it another shot and really try to hunker down and get into it. But I just feel like, it feels like it would totally work in a PC sense, because you'd have all your hotkeys to map all your shit to. But the way it's mapped out on the 360 controller, it's just way too much for me. Like, I have to switch back and forth between so much shit, and I'm just not used to it. I'm just not used to that level of complexity in my combat system on console. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that I haven't gotten used to it yet. So I'm definitely hoping to give this one another shot. If you have any suggestions as to, effective ways of doing combat in this game, or what are some of the best strategies to make it a little more bearable, please let me know. I really, really, really want to like this game and want to be able to play it to the end. So what else did I pick up? I picked up 2 PS1 fighting games. I'm going to show these off really quickly because they're basics. Mortal Kombat Trilogy on PS1. It is the greatest hits version. I don't really care that it's greatest hits version. I only care for aesthetics, because when I line up all my PS1 games, it looks really fucking weird that, there's just a random green one in the middle. So it stands out. But other than that, I don't really care. Mortal Kombat Trilogy, boom, there it is, and there's the manual. I have this on N64 and I really enjoy it, so I want to give the PS1 version a try, see which one is better. I would assume that it'd have to be the PS1 version, because of the analog stick support. I always thought the PS1 analog was a lot better than the Nintendo 64 one, especially because I get to play this on my frickin' PS3, so hopefully that'll make it even better, but who knows, maybe it sucks. And then I picked up Tekken 3, again, greatest hits. I remember playing this back in the day and really enjoying it. I believe I played it in summer camp. They just had like an area with some PS1 setup, and this was one of the games on there, so I really enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed Tekken's sort of off the wall character roster choices. Those have always been really fun. So looking forward to this one. Hopefully I can get some friends to come play it. Again, complete disc and manual. God damn, these freaking PS1 boxes glare like a motherfucker. What else did I pick up? Crazy Taxi, greatest hits. I've seen Crazy Taxi around a bunch. I really enjoy the game. I've never played it too much, but whenever I do sit down to play it, back in the day, it was really fun. So I'm hoping it holds up. It is complete. Again, like with PS1, I don't really care that it's greatest hits. At least with PS2, it's only this little section that's different, so it's a little less noticeable. But if I ever come across a regular version for $1, I'll probably pick it up and replace this one. And then I picked up Pirates, Legend of the Black Buccaneer. So I picked this one up. It just looks like a typical action game, maybe RPG, I can't tell. Again, complete. So manual and disc. If anybody's played this game and knows anything about it, please let me know. I can't imagine it's a really good game, but I'm hoping it's at least entertaining. Picked up, this was from another seller at the flea market. I picked up Frogger's Adventure for the GameCube. I never played this, and it looked interesting because it looks like Frogger, but in like a 3D platformer type adventure. So I was kind of intrigued by that. I was like, I wonder how Konami took Frogger and made it, like this freaking, just 3D platforming adventure. So I'm looking forward to playing that one. It is complete. Then I picked up something that I've been wanting to play for a very long time. And that's the Tropico series. This one right here is Tropico 4. I haven't played any of them. I know 3, 4, and 5 are on the Xbox 360. I think I paid $3 for this, and $3 for Frogger as well. So, you know, just from what I could tell, just a strategy game on console. Often not the best, but I figure since there's so many of these on Xbox 360, they gotta be doing something right? Like, I don't know. I just figured it'd be interesting to play. It's always looked interesting to me. If anybody's played it, please let me know what you thought of it and if it's, you know, worth even checking out. I ended up picking up the limited edition gold Wiimote, the Legend of Zelda, the one that came packed in with first printings of Skyward Sword, I believe. You know, really good shape. I think I paid like $7 for it. I've seen it online on eBay at least for like selling for $30. So for $7, I was like, hell yeah. All the buttons seem to work on it. I put batteries in it. It turns on. And it's in great shape. Like, the color's still good. The Triforce emblem is on there. Now all I need is a copy of Skyward Sword, which I embarrassingly don't own. And hopefully I can find the frickin' box. I think it also came with like a soundtrack CD or something. But we'll see. Probably my best pickup of that flea market. That about wraps it up for my flea market pickups. And so the last section I have here is pretty much all from one Goodwill. I had a really big Goodwill score just by chance. Sorry. So the story is, I walk into this Goodwill I've been to a million times before, and I'd had luck there before, but I'd found like one thing, maybe two things at most. And for the last, I want to say 5 or 6 or 7 times I've gone, it'd been completely dry, just absolutely nothing. Same games over and over again. So I really just stopped going, honestly. And I hadn't been in, I want to say, a month or so. So I walk in this day thinking that, you know, it's just going to be the same old. And I walk in, I turn the corner, and they have redone their video game section entirely. They put up a brand new shelf, and they stocked it full of every single video game they had sitting in the back for frickin' who knows how many months. And I was like, oh my god. So I just start picking stuff off the shelves. Again, what I'm going to show you here is not the entirety of the pickups I made that day. But these are just the ones that I'm keeping or thought would be interesting to show. So just grab this stack right here. Ugh. First up. Oh, these are all $3, by the way. So first up is LA Noire. Been wanting to play this game for a really long time. Just recently saw, probably a few weeks ago at this point, the Completionist's video on this. And I've been wanting to play it for forever, but the real problem is I've been holding out for the freaking Game of the Year edition, whatever it's called, which is at GameStop. It still goes for like $20 fucking, so I wasn't gonna pay that. But they always had the $5 regular version, but I was like, no, I'm gonna hold off until the freaking Game of the Year version comes down, and I'll buy that. But when I found this for $3, and it was complete, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm tired of waiting to play this goddamn game. I'm just going to get it. And down the road, if I'm able to get the Game of the Year edition, I'll get that and I'll figure out something to do with this. I think the other thing that sold me was there was the PS3 version, because I know that the Xbox 360 version comes on multiple discs. And I was like, you know, I think I'd just rather have the PS3 version just comes on one disc. But I'm really looking forward to playing this. Oh, what else we get? Oh, here's some really random stuff that I probably would never have bought unless it was $3 at Goodwill. Like Sonic Colors. I don't play Sonic games for the most part, and oh my god, this foil on this is gonna make it a bitch. I don't play Sonic games for the most part, unless I find them for cheap or they're like something that's really, really interesting. And for the most part, Sonic games haven't been received that well. So unless I find a Sonic game for like cheaper than $5, I generally don't pick it up. The exception being that freaking DS RPG I showed you not that long ago, which I paid like $9 for. But that was like, completely off the wall for Sonic. So I was like, I definitely need to get that. But Sonic Colors, I think this one was well received. I can't remember, but I think this was one of the more well received modern Sonic games. Certainly not as well received as Generations, but I think this one didn't do too bad. So looking forward to playing this one. Haven't had a chance to yet, and it comes with a little foil cover. I've seen other versions of this that don't have the glossy cover or the little hollow cover. So let me know if this is like this is a more rare version. I highly doubt it. It is complete. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher this. Kororimpa Marble Mania. It's a freaking marble game. Made by Hudson. Made by freaking Hudson the Bee. There it is. I actually picked up, I believe this is the original one. I picked up the sequel at GameStop for like a couple bucks a long time ago. I haven't been able to play either one, but it just looks so freaking off the wall that I had to have it. I just had to. Like, that's one of the reasons I love the Wii, is like, say what you want about the Wii being the home of shovelware, which it certainly was, but the Wii had some of the weirdest fucking games. I feel like the Wii and the Xbox 360 both had just a ton of like really weird games on them, and I think that's why I really enjoy both systems a lot. It is complete, and all these discs are in really good condition. But yeah, not much to say about this one. Again, if you've played it, please let me know if it's good. What else we got? Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube. Again, I've maybe played this series once or twice. Really enjoyed it. I feel that a lot of people like the mini games in these games more than the actual like adventure modes. And I can't disagree. I think the mini games are really fun. I can't remember if this is the one I've played, or if it was a different one, because I know there's like 2 or 3 different ones for the GameCube. But definitely one that I'm looking forward to play with some friends. Maybe we'll actually play this one on the channel, if I can wrangle up 2 or 3 people to play with me. Sorry, I keep making these weird noises. Here it is. It is complete, disc and manual. Everything's in really good shape. So I was very excited to see that. Super Monkey Ball. I'm always on the lookout for fun multiplayer games, because I feel like they're becoming just even more rare. And I'm talking about like local multiplayer, like couch multiplayer or split screen multiplayer, not online multiplayer. I don't do online multiplayer very much. So I'm always on the lookout for stuff I can play with friends on the couch. And this was definitely one of those. Then we have Ratchet and Clank, Up Your Arsenal. Again, I played the original Ratchet and Clank. I believe I played the second one. I never played Up Your Arsenal. I don't know if this is one that came out for PS3 and PS2, because I know at least one of them did. I can't remember if it was this one or if there was more than one that came out for both systems. But I believe this is one of the later ones. I don't believe this might be like the 5th one. Yeah, I think it's like the 5th or 6th one. I can't remember. So yeah, I was a fan of Ratchet and Clank back in the day when the first one came out. So I'm looking forward to playing this one. It is complete, and it actually comes with a freaking beefy ass manual for a game like this. Like, look at, I can't even tell if it'll pick that up, but look at how freaking thick this manual is. Like, I feel like this manual has some freaking heft to it. Like, that's a freaking thud. So I can't... What the fuck is even in here? Oh, they got a little picture. Little picture of Captain Quark. And, who the fuck those people are? Oh my god, there's so much goddamn information in here. Jesus. But yeah. Boom. Nice pickup. $3. I wasn't gonna say no to that. I think this goes for more than that for sure. But yeah, looking forward to playing this. Somebody let me know. You know, is this good? I see on the back here it says you can play 1 to 4 players with a multi-tap. Does this have like mini games or something like multiplayer, or does it have like a combat arena or something like that? Let me know. And let me know if the multiplayer is any good. I did find a copy of Left 4 Dead 2. I have super strange luck in that I don't find a lot of things around here, but I do find a lot of copies of Left 4 Dead 2. I think this might be the 4th copy of Left 4 Dead 2 that I've had in my possession. I was trading them into GameStop for a little bit because they were giving you like $20 freaking credit for it at one time. I think they were doing like $20 or $22 credit for it, and that was just fucking insane. So I was trading it in whenever I got it. Now the credit's down, so I might keep this one. This is another one that we might play on the channel at some point, because I know this has freaking co-op on it. So maybe we'll end up playing this one. This one seems like a good time. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so hopefully we'll get a chance to play it. And once again, it is complete. It is complete. I should do a better job of holding these games up so you guys can take a look. But I mean, honestly, like, it's the front and the back. Like, there's not much to see. At a Salvation Army that I went to recently in October, not much there. I go there occasionally. Sometimes I hit it big. Sometimes I don't. On this particular occasion, I ended up picking 2 PS2 games that I needed. The first one being the original Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, and it is a black label. I don't know if this came out as a greatest hits. I would have to assume it did because it was huge. I had this originally when it came out. I had it for my PS2. I can't remember what happened to it. I don't know if I just traded it in or I sold it or something. This is complete. And I always like manuals that, you know, aren't just like generic, like, this is the game on here, or just like a picture, a screenshot of the game or whatever. I kind of like it when they do something like this, so they make it look like a book. And it's, you know, it's tied directly into the game because the Thievius Raccoonus is a thing that you're trying to find, or at least you're trying to get the pages for it, I believe, because they were stolen. So yeah, Sly Cooper. I've definitely played this. Never beat it. Hope to beat it. But yeah, it was a good one. I remember seeing this or hearing about this when it came out way back. Not way back, but whenever this came out. It's the Punisher on PS2. It's the freaking Punisher, guys, on PS2. I believe that this game was known not just for its action, which was very violent. You can kill enemies with stuff around in the environment, which was I think a big selling point when this initially came out. And it says here there's over 100 unique ways. I am willing to challenge that, the use of the word unique, because I'm willing to bet that some of the kills are repeats of the same, are repeat kills, but just with different environmental items. Again, complete. Really looking forward to playing this one. So as part of that Goodwill pickup, I picked up I think it was a couple of new Super Mario Bros. On the DS. And this is something that's happened to me maybe twice since I've been collecting and hunting video games. And that is when you open a DS game and you find a Game Boy Advance game in the case. And let me tell you that it is one of the most satisfying feelings ever. And in this case specifically, even more so, because I've been looking for this game for a little bit now, and that is Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I recently came into possession of Partners in Time. I managed to get a hold of it cart only, and so I was playing through that. I made it all the way up to the final boss and couldn't frickin' beat it because I suck at just being good with timing and stuff. So I probably need to grind some more before I can just stroll through it. But playing that really got me wanting to play the first one. I believe this is the first Mario and Luigi game, which is Superstar Saga. So I'm really looking forward to playing this. And like I said, it happened to be in one of the boxes for the Super Mario Bros. On DS. I brought it up to the cash register. The lady opened it. She saw it was in there. Still only charged me $3 for both of them. So I wasn't trying to be deceptive, but I ended up getting this for free, which was pretty sweet because I've been wanting it for a little bit. So now we're actually going to move on to the last 3 games from that Goodwill pickup. The first one, which in my opinion is the least interesting one, not because it's the least the worst of them or anything, but it's just not the one that interests me the most. It's Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. Yeah, Cortex Strikes Back. I don't know if you'll be able to pick that up, but this is the one with the lenticular cover. It is the Black Label version. I assume this got a greatest hits release, and I would assume that the greatest hits release does not have the lenticular cover, which is fucking awesome, by the way. It is a little, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, it's a little scratched up in places, both on the front and the back. It's got a few nicks on the jewel case. Nothing major. I don't really care. Here's the manual for that. Let me just slide this in real quick. Hopefully I don't fuck this up. Should never have taken this out. This was a huge mistake, guys. This was a fucking terrible mistake. What have I done? Fuck it. There's a disc. There's the back cover. Boop. I hope that's coming out. So, we'll put this together. Okay. So now we're moving on to the last 2 games. This first one, a game that I'd heard about thanks to Happy Video Game Nerd. Years ago, he was doing a Halloween special, if I'm not mistaken. He brought up Parasite Eve on the PS1. I'd never heard of this game prior to that, but once I heard about it, I was obsessed with finding a copy. For those of you who don't know, Parasite Eve is a role-playing, what they call a cinematic role-playing game for the PlayStation 1. This copy is not complete. It is missing the manual. And initially I thought it was missing a disc, because it has disc 1 and disc 2, but this disc is missing. And I looked on the front, or where does it say? It might say on the back. You can't see it because there's a sticker over it, but there's a 3 there. It says 3 discs is what it says back there. It says it has 3 discs. So I was like, shit. I finally find this game, and it only has the first 2 discs in it. But I say, you know what? Why don't I just take a shot? Maybe I can find the 3rd disc online or something and get a complete copy. I asked the lady, and I show her too. I'm like, this it has the first 2 discs in here, but the 3rd disc is missing. And I was like, so is there anything you could do? It's $3, but if the 3rd disc is missing, if it was actually missing the 3rd disc, that means I couldn't play it anyway. So I was like, can you do anything? And she was like, well, we could do it for $2 instead of $3. And at that point, I'm thinking, sure, why not? at the very least, I'm getting 2 out of 3 discs, and I'm getting and I don't know if it comes out on the screen, but I'm getting a freaking mint copy of Parasite Eve. So I said, hell yeah. And after I bought it, I left. I was looking at the box, and I read on the front, includes 1998 collector's CD, and it's a demo CD for Xenogears, Bushido Blade 2, Brave Fencer Musashi, and Final Fantasy VIII. And I thought to myself, what if the disc that's missing is the freaking demo disc? And it turns out it was. So I actually did end up getting a fully playable copy, copy of Parasite Eve, because it only has disc 1 and 2, so I can play the entire game. I'm just missing the collector's disc, and for $2, I don't give a single shit that I'm missing the collector's disc. I'm just so happy to have Parasite Eve finally, and I hope to be able to get a chance to play it. If anybody's played it, please let me know. What do you think? Is it good? I've heard the second one isn't as good as the first one. Let me know what you think. This was also at the Goodwill. When I saw this game, my jaw nearly hit the fucking floor. This is, without exaggeration, one of my top 3 favorite games of all time. And I'm not going to make a big deal of, building it up. It's Legend of Dragoon. This is a complete Black Label copy. I've been looking for specifically a Black Label copy of Legend of Dragoon. I normally don't care whether it's a Greatest Hits version or a Black Label copy, but in this case, I was specifically looking for a Black Label copy for a very, very long time, for a very specific reason. And that was because, and I'll show you in a second, by bringing out this Greatest Hits copy of Legend of Dragoon. This is my original copy of Legend of Dragoon that I bought when I must have been like 11 or 12 when I bought this at Toys R Us. I specifically remember going to Toys R Us and buying this game. I love this game. This is probably one of the first RPGs I ever played, and is, to this day, probably one of the best RPGs I ever played, in my mind, in my own personal opinion. I've played quite a few, probably not as many as I should, but of the ones that I've played, this is still one of my favorites, and it's definitely one of my favorite overall video games of all time. There's a lot of nostalgia tied into that, but I also think, having replayed it, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago, having replayed it and finished it, that it still holds up. I still think it's a great RPG. Some of the mechanics in this are, very, very interesting to play with, and I think, if you've never played this game, find a way to snag a copy of it and play it. It's not an extremely expensive game, I don't think. It's certainly not cheap, I guess, at least by my definition, to find, especially complete, but it's definitely worth it. But now, on to the reason why I've been desperately searching for a Black Label copy of Legend of Dragoon. And I don't know if this happens with other games when they're Greatest Hits, so I could just be exaggerating, but I believe this is the only one that I know of that does this. So in the Greatest Hits version of the game, all the discs are black and white. So each disc has one of the main characters on it, but it is sort of a grayscale, black and white version of the disc. All right, and for the longest time, I didn't even know this was a thing. For the longest time, but that's just how I grew up playing the game. Is I always thought, this is what this game looks like. Cut to maybe 2013, 2014. I learned that that's not actually true, because in the Black Label version of the goddamn game, All the discs are in full freaking color, and they look beautiful. They look fucking gorgeous. They look so amazing. I don't understand why the greatest hits version of this game got fucking screwed on the discs. Maybe it was expensive to print discs like this in full color, but look at this shit. Look at the art on these. It looks fucking gorgeous. It looks amazing. I'm gonna show every single goddamn disc. I don't give a shit. Look at it. It looks fuck the glare. It looks fucking great. Like every single disc is individually colored, and I'm sure, you know, I keep saying they're colored. I know that they just like printed this fucking art on there, but it looks so much goddamn better than the black and white version of the greatest hits. It looks so much, it looks fucking beautiful. So as soon as I found out that this is how the black label version of the goddamn game looks like, I was like, I need to find a black label version of this. If there's a gameplay difference, let me know. I would love to know. I'm definitely going to play through this game again at some point, but I don't know when. Maybe I'll play it on the channel. I would fucking love to play this on the channel with some of my friends, because I fucking love this game, and I think this shit right here makes it look so fucking beautiful. So when I saw this at Goodwill, my jaw nearly hit the goddamn floor. So my first concern is, well, shit, we gotta hold your horses, because how many times have you been at a flea market or a Goodwill and you frickin' see some fucking PlayStation 1 RPG that you really want, but because they were all like 20 million discs long, the odds are one of these discs is going to be missing. So I'm like, let's calm down and let's open it and make sure every disc is in there. And I'm completely expecting one of these discs to be missing, and they're not. Every single disc is in there. And this is a 4-disc game. Freaking Parasite Eve is 3 discs, and the demo disc was already missing. So freaking all 4 discs are in this goddamn game. Every single one is in here. And I was so happy. I was like, oh my god. But then not only that, my copy, my original copy from childhood, is missing the manual. I don't know what happened to it, but I lost the manual for this game. But what do I see when I open up this pristine, also the front and back, not a scratch to be had. This is in pristine condition. I'm assuming whoever owned this also owned Parasite Eve, and that's why they're both in such good shape. But I open it up, and there's a freaking manual. There's a freaking pristine manual with more beautiful goddamn artwork in it that I love, and I go through and I look at for no reason other than I fucking love this goddamn game. So, you know, look at that shit. Look at it. It's fucking beautiful. So, you know, so I find that it even has a freaking registration card. Do I want to mail away to get a freaking... I can join the PlayStation Underground for free. You never see this shit. Especially not at, you know, especially not at the goddamn Goodwills, where more often than not somebody steals the fucking discs out of the game. So to find one of my favorite games of all time in pristine condition, complete in box, with the black label variant that I've been looking for, was such a moment of complete elation for me. You know, that I was just beyond thrilled. I could not believe my freaking luck that I had been able, you know, to buy this along with that other stack of games that I showed you. So that was great. That was by far the best pickup of October, which is why I saved it for last, at least for me. So that's it for October. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I know this has probably gone on forever because I'm a fucking rambler. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and if you want to, subscribe. You know, let me know if any of these games I showed you is good. let me know. I'd love to know, because I'd love to know which of these games I should jump into first and what they're like, and the kind of mindset I should have going in to these. If you guys want to see more, like I said, these are just the things that I'm probably going to keep in my collection. But I did pick up more stuff. If you guys want to see the other stuff I picked up, I was thinking about doing just a video of my overall best and rarest pickups that I've done over the years. I could do that as well. So if you have any suggestions for more videos or stuff that you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching.